How do I know I need help? How do you know you need help? Have you ever tried to figure that out? Have you kind of sensed that you need the help, but you just didn't want to ask for the help? Or you wanted to ask for the help and you didn't know how or who or where or what that even means? So, part of understanding how do I even know I need help is understanding where do I go for help and what is the help, because there's different levels of help. Welcome to Journey to Joy Live, a podcast to promote wellness, resilience, and joy while providing mental health awareness and breaking down the stigma of mental illness in the Black community. I'm your host, Dr. Enjoy, and this week I bring to you episode 44, How Do I Know I Need Help? May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And we have been providing education to you for Mental Health Awareness Month ever since 1949. So this has been going on for years and years and years, that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. What's changed since then? Has there been more awareness, more education, less stigma? Have we been breaking down barriers? I'm not sure. I think it's gotten a little bit better, but I'm here to help answer questions and provide education and awareness. I'm a psychiatrist, so I'd love to help you understand how to know when to ask for help. Oh, wait a minute. You noticed that behind me, huh? Enjoy life. Living in full empowerment is my private practice. And yes, I am accepting new patients. It's a virtual private practice, and you can go to www.drnjoylife.com to fill out a request for consultation if you're in one of the states that I license in, and that is Georgia, Tennessee, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, New Hampshire, Virginia, Illinois, Alabama, and Michigan. Michigan, my hometown. Woohoo. And you know what? That QR code actually works. If you scan your phone over the screen, yay, start your journey to joy today. As we talk about how do I know I need help? How do you know you need help? Have you ever tried to figure that out? Have you kind of sensed that you need the help, but you just didn't want to ask for the help? Or you wanted to ask for the help and you didn't know how or who or where or what that even means? So, part of understanding how do I even know I need help is understanding where do I go for help and what is the help? Because there's different levels of help that you might need. In general, in the Black community, we don't want to ask for help for various reasons. We just want to do it ourselves. We're too strong. If I ask for help, it means I'm too weak. Us Black women, we want to do everything ourselves. We have to take care of every single body. We always have many, many different hats that we're wearing in our professional life at work. We have to be the best we are on the job. In our personal lives, we have to be that best spouse ever, that best parent, that best friend, and that best daughter, and all the titles that we have. And we forget about ourselves and forget about asking for help, or we just don't ask for help. So ask yourself, what is getting in the way of you asking for help? Why don't you ask for help? Are you ashamed? Do you feel like if you ask for help that you won't be able to be there for those people that you have to help? Because if you don't ask for help and things get worse, you won't be there for those people that you need to help. So it always goes back to self-care, taking care of yourself and being able to recognize the signs of needing help. So at the very least, understanding what the help could just be, hey, I need a hand, or hey, let me delegate this thing that I have to do. The simplest thing is, like, instead of washing the dishes, delegate that to an older child to wash the dishes. On the job, delegate something to your supervisee or to someone else that's your colleague where you can't do, that work, or a spouse asking for help. Those are the simple sides of asking for help, right? But then there's the extra layers of help where you actually need to seek support, whether that is a doctor, professional help, a therapist, a psychiatrist. So that's what we can talk about because we go through the day to day thinking we got it going on, thinking that we got it together and that we don't need help, or we know we need help, but we just go on pretending like we got it together. And the more you go without asking for help and pretending and wearing that mask, the more your emotions and your wellness and your mental health literally depletes. It's almost like being a balloon and you're holding in so much inside to the point where it will pop, or the other way around. As you continue to go without asking help, that air in your balloon is just going out, and you're shrinking and you're shrinking and you're shrinking, and you have no more to give. So you can look at that in a couple of different ways. So, how do you know you need help? Have you ever asked for help, and what have you done? And what did you get when you asked for help? Did it work? Was it someone you trusted? Do you feel that if it was someone you didn't trust and something went wrong, is that what's stopping you from asking for help? That can be an obstacle. If someone betrayed us because we asked for help and they betrayed our confidence or whatever it is that we told them, they put us to shame like, "Oh, why do you need to ask for help? You don't need that. Why can't you do that on your own? I can do it." So if someone's putting you down, first of all, they're not your true friend. And even if they're a family member, maybe that's not the person to confide in. So it's a matter of who to ask for help and when. So, if you are starting to feel drained every night, every time you come home and you have nothing left for your family, you can't eat, you're not sleeping, you can't get to sleep, or your energy is just down every single day, no matter how much energy or how much sleep you get, you just need more and more sleep, that's a sign that you might need help. And that help may not need to be professional help, but it could be that you need to take a pause and go back to your self care kit and take a break, take a vacation, take some time off, take a half day off, do something so that you can reset and rebuild your coping skills and rebuild your self care and rebuild your energy. If you are feeling drained by the end of every day and you have nothing left to give, that is definitely a sign. So, sleep. Are you getting enough sleep? Do you feel energetic when you wake the next morning? Are you continuing to feel tired and drained? Do you wake up feeling anxious? Do you have excessive worries, like constant worries? It's normal to worry about certain things to a certain extent. If you're not worrying about stuff, then that's an issue because then maybe you're waiting to the last minute or you're not being productive enough. So, all of us need some level of worry that is going to help us be productive and motivate us. But if your worries are getting in the way of your work, or your worries are messing with assignments or interrupting relationships, you're worrying so much that you're up all night and you're not sleeping, you're eating too much, or the other way around, not eating a lot. It can affect our appetite and you can't stop or control your worries. A lot of times, if we're worried about something, we can like switch it off and switch to the next thing. But if you can't stop and control your worries, that's a sign that you need help. That's a sign that you should ask for help. Why am I so worried? What is going on? Am I overthinking and I can't stop the overthinking because I'm so concerned? That can be a sign of anxiety and a sign that maybe some therapy can be helpful, or maybe some meditation can be helpful, or some mindfulness techniques. Mindfulness techniques are like grounding and relaxing and trying to be in the present. Because if you are focused on the present moment, what is my body doing? What do I hear? What do I see? What do I feel? What do I taste? Going through your five senses can help get your mind off of those worries. But if you're focused on the present moment, you're not worrying. Because worries usually are something that you worry about the past or you worry about the future, not the present. But if you focus on the present and ground yourself in the present moment, that goes against worry. So recognizing I can't stop my worries, I can't stop being irritable, I can't stop my anger because anger and irritability can be a result of worries or a result of anxiety or a result of a mental illness. So if you can't stop those things and your self care techniques aren't helping, that can be a sign to reach out for help. Talking to a friend that you trust, talking to someone, a professional, your primary care doctor, that is very helpful because that is the next step is reaching out and talking about it. Even if you don't get the help that you need, what do you have to lose? Why not get the help? Because if you're not here to help the people that you want to be able to help, then you can't do it if you're not here, basically. So energy changing, feeling excessively sad, feeling excessively low. It's okay to be sad, just like it's okay to get worried about certain things. It's okay to get sad about certain things. You might look at something on TV and it makes you sad. You think about a memory from the past and it makes you sad. Anything, right, can make you sad. It's a human emotion. But if you're so sad that it's lasting from day to day, nothing's making you feel happy, you can't smile, the things that used to make you feel happy aren't making you feel happy anymore, that is a sign to ask for help. Why am I not happy anymore? That thing I used to do every day, for me, I love running. So the day you hear me say, I don't like it anymore, I don't feel like it, or I don't feel like exercising, I'm going to ask for help because that is something that's my therapy that gets me going. I enjoy running so much. I enjoy traveling. So that would be a sign for me if I'm not wanting to run anymore, or I'm not wanting to exercise, or I don't feel like traveling, or I don't want to travel, I don't want to go out to eat with friends, that would definitely be a sign for me that I need to ask for help because those are the things that really get me going and I really love doing it and it keeps me balanced. And so for me, that would be that sign. So know yourself. Love yourself first and know yourself. What are the things that get you going and what has changed? Dr. Naidu and I talked about that last week. Find the change. FIND. F is frequency. Noticing how frequent that change is, that thing that's changed. Oh, I'm so sad. How frequent have you been feeling sad? I've been sad all day through the day. Looking at the frequency. And then the I was intensity, looking at the intensity of the sadness. I'm so sad that I'm crying every day. I'm so sad that I'm feeling hopeless. I'm feeling worthless. I'm feeling like I don't want to live. And then the N in fine was number. How many times are you feeling sad throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year? I feel sad 5 times in a week. I feel sad 18 times in a month, but last month I was sad a couple of times, right? So notice that change, find that change. And that D was dysfunction. Is the sadness causing you to not be able to function? I'm so sad that I can't do my work. I'm so sad that I'm withdrawing. I'm not talking to anybody anymore. I'm not so social. I really love watching movies, but I stopped watching movies or going out to the movies. Find the change. So if you haven't seen last week's episode, it was actually about parenting children with mental illness. Dr. Naidu threw down some nuggets. She's amazing. She's got some really good metaphors and mnemonics and all kinds of things. So watch that episode 43. But yeah, what else? What else? If you notice a sign of needing help, a lot of people recognize that if you're confused and you're not yourself and you having some memory loss, that is definitely a sign of needing help. If you are starting to forget things or been forgetful or confused, can't concentrate, distracted, those can be signs of a lot of different things. You can be that way because you're so anxious and you're distracted, and you can't concentrate, or you're depressed and you're distracted and can't concentrate, or you experience severe trauma and you are what's called dissociating and you don't feel yourself. So you feel confused because of that, or because of older age and you're starting to lose your memory, or because of ADHD. ADHD doesn't come with confusion, but you can have the other things like the lack of concentration, being distracted. Some people talk about feeling foggy when they're severely depressed or have experienced severe trauma. So, any change that is not like you, notice those things. And extreme mood changes. If you've had some extreme mood changes off and on, you're up, you're down, you're sideways, you're circle ways, you're all kinds of ways, and you're just like, what is wrong with me? Why am I so up and down? Am I getting a lack of sleep? Am I not eating well? Have I changed nutrition? Have I started a medication? Have I started a medication? What is the change? What happened? Why am I not feeling so well or not like myself? Ask those questions, write down some thoughts, talk to your doctor about it. We all should have a primary care doctor, so that should be someone you can talk about. A lot of people think that ups and downs and mood swings automatically equate to bipolar, but that's not necessarily the case. Bipolar isn't always just because ups and downs and quick mood swings, but it could be that you are extremely stressed and you have ups and downs, or you're extremely depressed and you have ups and downs. Bipolar is a little bit different. It's like different. It's like having a whole episode of mania and you're not yourself and you're like super energetic and not sleeping. So that's a sign that you might have some mania. If you're like have so much energy that you feel like you don't need to sleep and you've been up for a few days at a time and you still feel energetic, that's a sign of bipolar or mania, in addition to having racing thoughts and feeling like you're on top of the world and you can just do anything. You're trying to write like 5 books all of a sudden, right? So it's out of the norm for you. You weren't trying to write a book last week, but now you're trying to write 5 books. Yeah, that could be a sign of mania. And also with mania is that you start to do some risk-taking things. You're not thinking, you're thinking impulsively, so you're not thinking really, and doing things that are riskful for you. There's some hypersexuality, or all of a sudden using drugs, or doing things, spending lots of money, using your rent money to go buy a purse, an expensive purse. Yeah, that's a sign. Mania can feel good. A lot of people with bipolar, they don't want to take medication. They like the medication to help their depression, but they don't want the medication to help their mania because it feels good. But mania can end you up in the hospital, so it's definitely important to have treatment for that. So how do you know you need help? Look for some change. Look for some changes in mood, changes in sleep, changes in appetite, changes in your function and how the frequency is. So you don't feel like going out with people, you are confused, or you have difficulty understanding people all of a sudden. That can be a sign of a neurological change, like something's wrong with your brain. So just kind of noticing that. And of course, I'm talking from the perspective of how do I know I need help? But these same things can be, how do you know someone else needs help? But it's important to look in yourself as well, because it's real easy for us to say, oh man, that person needs help. That person is losing it. That person is crazy. I don't use the word crazy in my office, but a lot of people use the word crazy. So that's why I'm saying that as an example. But it's real easy for us to notice the signs of other people or their change, or that they're not themselves. But look into yourself. When you're listening to this, think about, has there been any changes in you? Has there been a change in your sleeping habits, your eating habits, how you hear people? What do you say to people? Are you more irritable? Is there been a change in your sex drive, a change in how you perceive reality? Anxiety can make us perceive reality differently. Depression can make us perceive reality differently, not in a psychosis way, but in the way that for anxiety, we're so worried that something bad is going to happen that we're like not perceiving reality right. We might see something and think, oh my God, that means that I'm not going to get any money. And that's not true, but it's the way you are seeing it. Or depression can make you have thought traps. And that first thought you have, you think it's true just because you thought it. But just because that first thought came in your mind does not make it true that it's real. And of course, there's the psychotic type of not understanding or perceiving reality, might have some delusions and assuming something's wrong. That one's a tough one. That one's a tough one. That one's where, as family, it's good for family to recognize the signs, because for someone who is psychotic and delusional and doesn't understand reality from what's not real, they don't know. They can't do the reality testing. So it's hard for them to recognize that something is wrong. Some people explain schizophrenia as like they're inside of a movie and they can't get out, and that the world around them is real. They're seeing something that's real to them. And to others, they're not seeing it. So hallucinations are things that you're hearing and seeing that others are not hearing or seeing. So that's something that family needs to help out with, to recognize, okay, I think they're hallucinating and that these hallucinations are getting in the way of their functioning. There are some hallucinations that can be helpful where, meaning, I mean, it's either helpful or neutral. Like, it's, some people say that they have some positive hallucinations where the voices are telling them good things. You know, I don't treat the ones that don't cause the person to, are not, you know, this does not causing dysfunction. I don't treat those. I treat the ones that cause dysfunction. So dysfunction is the key for that. But being able to know yourself and know your illness, being true to yourself, that authentic, and realizing I need help. I have that diagnosis. Let me continue to seek help. Let me be compliant with the treatment plan when I see the doctor. Whatever that plan is, continue to see the therapist, continue to take the medication, continue with your self care plan. So, knowing yourself and recognizing that, wait, there's a change. I'm probably not supposed to be sleeping like this or eating like this, or I haven't reached out to that person that I usually reach out to pretty often. I know when I get irritable, because I'm a happy person. My name is Joy. My company is Joy. My business is Joy. My brand is Joy. I love being joyful and I love exuding that. But I definitely know that something is off if I'm more irritable, or if I go off on my spouse, or if I go off on my kids, or if I go off on my friend. I'm like, wait, let me stop and think and take a pause. That's not me. Did I not get enough sleep? Did I, again, my husband will tell you that it could be that I did not eat, because I'm that type of person that gets hangry, or it could be something I did eat that's changed my mood or irritability. So I know for me, I have to pay attention to those changes and correct it. Like, okay, all right, maybe I won't exercise tonight. I'll exercise in the morning, but I'm going to get some sleep tonight. Or what is that self care thing that I haven't done in a while? Do I need to get out for a run? Do I need to get out for some sun? Do I need to pray? Do I need to meditate? Do I need to journal? So those are things that I need to think about for myself as well, because I'm not always joyful, but I'm always in the journey towards joy. So that's the thing. Think about what your journey is. Are you on the journey to joy? And what does that look like? Do you know the signs that you need help? Can you recognize the change? Another sign that you might need help: overusing drugs. Do you smoke? Do you vape? Do you snort? Do you inhale? Do you drink? And do you start you overusing those things all of a sudden? That's a sign. Drugs can be a way to self-medicate because it feels good in the moment, but something like alcohol can, it's a depressant, so it might make you feel good and make you be able to sleep, but over time, it's gonna make you not be able to sleep, and it's gonna make your depression worse or make you more anxious. So watch out for that. Even if that marijuana is helping your anxiety, it's a sign that you need help because you're trying to self-medicate. Maybe there's some treatment that you can take that's not that, that's legal for states where it's not legal, and that's healthier. So consider that as a sign that you might need help. And of course, having thoughts of suicide is definitely a sign that you need help. You need to be here on this planet. You need to be alive and you have a purpose. So if you're starting to think about killing yourself or thinking about you're a burden and you don't need to be here, those are all not true. You need to be here and you have a purpose. And that's where positive affirmations, positive thoughts come in at. I deserve to be here. I am worthy. I am respected. I am blessed. I am loved. That just makes you feel so good. So, on the path of do I need help and your typical self care routine does not work, or those positive affirmations haven't been working, or those grounding techniques, or you've been watching my podcast and trying all those things and none of it works, and you're still experiencing those symptoms or that change, that dysfunction, that constant overthinking, constant anxiety, constant sadness, constant confusion, whatever that change is for you, that is a sign that you need help. What is the help? You can first go to your primary care doctor who can help you with resources. You can go online and look at resources at NAMI, NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. They have this big campaign this month, all kinds of things. In fact, since it's Mental Health Awareness Month, they have a lot of social media stuff. In fact, I'm posting them this month. You can post them too, spread the word. And they actually have numbers, crisis lines. 988 is the crisis line that you can text, chat, or call. And at the very least, you can use your insurance card if you have insurance to look up a behavioral health provider that's in network for you. So the help is here. And there's many, many, many therapists who are doing podcasts, who are online, who are doing all kinds of posts. Reach out and ask. I know I have responded to emails and texts and things like that to just send people in the right direction if they're not a fit for my practice. So that's why I'm here. Come here and bring your comments, bring your questions, bring your thoughts. I hope this was helpful for you to know how you can get help when you need it. And let's break down those barriers. Let's reduce the stigma because when we suffer in silence, it only makes it worse. It does not help. Get comfortable talking about uncomfortable things so that the next person can as well, and that we can reduce this stigma. Thank you. I'll see you next week for episode 45.